Okay, continuing on with our book of digital photography, the complete course. Underexposing, number 8. Underexposing an image does what to subjects that are lit from behind? A, makes the sky turn dark. B, picks out every detail of their faces. Or C, turns them into silhouettes.
C, turns them into silhouettes.
Right. Number 9, a high ISO setting lets you shoot in what type of light? A, low light. B, bright light. Or C, flashing light.
A, low light.
Low light, that's right. Which shooting mode allows you to apply the exact settings you want to use? A, auto, B, manual, or C, shutter priority?
Manual.
Okay, and do you want to talk about what shutter priority is?
So on most cameras, you will see on one side you have what we call the PSAM. It's PSAM. P stands for program, S stands for shutter, A stands for aperture, M stands for manual. And program is kind of like manual light, I guess you could say. The camera will make some decisions for you in different areas, depending on what you have programmed in. Shutter priority makes the shutter speed a priority. So you dial in the shutter speed, and the camera will then pick an aperture and an ISO for you to properly expose the image. And then A, which is aperture priority, you select the aperture, camera selects shutter speed and ISO, and then manual, you control all the settings. Yeah. So one of the benefits to shooting in, let's say, aperture priority or shutter priority is unless you are very confident with your equipment, it can help you work a little bit faster in the beginning. And it also allows you to use what's called exposure compensation or EV compensation. And on your camera, sometimes you'll see a dial that will allow you to dial it up in 1/3 increments, up 3 and down 3 in most cases. So this will over or underexpose the image slightly based on what you have dialed in. So let's say you have 1/500th of a second dialed in, and you notice that your pictures are coming out a little bit dark. You can tell the camera you want to overexpose it by a stop temporarily and just dial that in, and everything that you shoot from there on out will be slightly overexposed to kind of compensate for that, hence the term exposure compensation.
What can you see when you look through the viewfinder? A, the image as it appears through the lens. B, an upside down version of the image. Or C, a negative version of the image.
Hey,
Shutter priority mode, which you were just talking about, controls what aspect of the camera? A, the size of the aperture. B, whether or not the flash works. Or C, how long the shutter stays open.
how long the shutter speed?
Which part of model should you focus on when taking a portrait shot? The hair, the eyes, or the chin?
The eyes, always the eyes, always the eyes.
Say it again.
Always,
Always the
always
eyes.
the eyes.
A slow shutter speed will produce what effect? A, freeze a fast moving subject. B, turn the image black and white. Or C, create blur for effect.
C, create blur for effect. Slower shutter speed means your shutter is open longer,
That's right.
therefore creating blur.
There you go. All right, last one in this chapter. What size of aperture produces a deep depth of field? A small aperture, a medium-sized aperture, or large?
A small aperture.
Small aperture.
Right? Shallow depth of field, meaning that a minimal portion of the image is in focus, and deep depth of field, meaning the entire image is in focus.
Okay, so if you have questions on any of these that we didn't explain well enough, put it in the comments and let us know and we can talk more about it. Thanks.